Easy now.
Easy now.
Easy now.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, mate. Happy New Year. Can you believe it is 2026?
No, because
Yeah,
it's
I'd rather
not while we're recording this.
I know we're having to suspend reality and imagine we are on the day that this podcast goes out, which is in a couple of weeks' time. I still can't believe it's coming up to Christmas. Where has this year gone?
I know. It's scary, isn't it?
I know. And what brought it home to me, that some of the things we're going to talk about today, the kind of cars of the year and all that kind of stuff, is I went back through all the videos I've done this year. And first of all, there are a few videos there I actually forgot I did. But you look back and you go, that seems like yesterday, and it was the beginning of January.
Yep.
Scary.
Really scary. No
how many
concept
did you ever calculate, Pete, how many studio shoots you did this year?
No, but I'll do it while we're chatting, if you like. Yeah. A few. I did a few.
He probably did more studio shoots than I did shoots in general.
Yeah, I reckon Pete might have done more studio shoots than you published videos this year, for sure.
Do you reckon?
Definitely.
We could be close.
I think this would be a good time to thank a few people. Firstly, our wonderful audience who continue to listen to us, download podcasts, watch us on YouTube, etc. We wouldn't be here without you. And we wish you all a very, very happy New Year. Yeah, and the next one is our headline sponsor, Michelin, who have been with us again since day one. And we're all delighted to announce that they're continuing to support us in a bigger and better way during 2026, which is just great for everyone.
I mean, they've been with us actually before day one. They got on board when we were just thinking about doing a podcast, and they were like, "Oh, we'd love to get involved in that." It's been awesome to have them on board.
Yeah,
and we can't. Sorry,
I was going to say 26. I think there's we're going to get thrown in the deep end in some new worlds and do some live podcasts in places we may not have ended up otherwise, and learn a bit more about the wider world of Michelin as well. So super excited to see what's in store.
Yeah, so do us a favour, guys. Make sure you check them out on their Instagram especially, and give them a follow. Feel free to comment, say that we sent you, and just show some support and love for those guys. What have we been up to, guys? I know I've mostly been here in miserable UK, but you have both been away a lot and you've been busy with other things. So, Ped, let's start with you as you got the biggest smile.
Well, Trace and I went away it was our 25th wedding anniversary, our silver wedding. That makes us sound really old. And we had a week in Mauritius. Very lucky to have one of our neighbours actually has a house in Mauritius and invited us to stay with them. And that was, I don't know if you've ever been there before, but a beautiful place, amazing people, great food. And then the real special thing, we had a 4-night safari in South Africa. So I think lots of the guys that follow me know, but Tracy's worked with the Born Free Foundation for the last few years as an advisor. I raised some money for them a couple of years ago now when I did my half Ironman. And then Trace went out last year and helped with the release of a couple of lions that had been found or rescued from the Ukraine. And we went back out to see the 2 lions that she helped rescue. And it was the most wonderful, life-affirming, memorable week of my life, I think. It was unbelievable.
Could you just slightly explain the 2 lions? Did you say Ukraine? Were they from a zoo or are they wild?
No. They were captive. So Born Free generally they rescue lions that are found in captivity. The scary one, right? So they've got quite a few lions that they look after. They can never be released into the wild because they're imprinted on humans to some extent, and if they got put out in the wild, they'd be killed straight away by the pride, probably by the male of the pride. They had a male lion that they looked after since 2018. It was found in the front seat of a Lamborghini on the Champs-Elysees. Someone reported to the authorities, and it was being kept in an apartment in Paris, a male lion cub. They had a couple of lions. One was found in a cage in a garden in the south of France. The other one was found in a garage in Marseille. People keeping male lion cubs as pets. And I mean, you don't have to be, a genius to realize that they grow quite quickly, lions, and then they become lethal at like about 8 months. So it's so sad, and it's a big problem. And unfortunately, once a lion has been brought up like that, it can't be released into the wild, and that's where charities like Born Free step in. Really, it's so sad, but they do amazing work, and the lions have an incredible life. They live as close to the wild as possible, so they have really big enclosures, and they're next to the safari or the game reserve. There's a Chamorro is like just over 30,000 hectares, so they can actually hear lions in the wild calling, and sometimes the lions in the wild will come and visit and come quite close to the enclosure. So they feel like they're in the wild, but they can never be truly free. But they're as close to it as they can be. And actually, a big shout out to Michelin, because the Born Free have like an outreach program with all the local schools to do with education around wildlife and anti-poaching, because poaching's still a massive problem, which again just boils I just get so cross about it. And we talked to the guys and said, is there anything we can bring out? And they said, well, we always need things like beanies and socks and
a set cup to ours as well.
Exactly, yeah. And I had a chat with James, and Michelin gave us some money to help buy. We basically took out a whole suitcase full of beanies and socks and sweets and things for the guys that kind of work. They're most of the people that work there all live in the local villages and stuff, and that was really, really lovely to see that. We get so spoilt, don't we, with the things that we have, and over there, a pair of socks will make someone's day. So a big shout out to Michelin for that, because that was a really lovely thing to do. But yeah, it was good. It was an amazing couple of weeks. Absolutely amazing.
But I was watching your stories and some of them. There was one in particular where I think you were in a Jeep or that buggy thing going up a steep hill, and there was a giraffe in front of you, and the sun was setting, and it was just like, this can't be real.
It was.
I haven't watched your YouTube video yet, but I have been meaning to check it out, and I'm sure there'll be lots in there. But
we were very lucky that, as they say, the bush was kind to us. Although my best reel, we were down with a family of elephants watching them play, and these elephants went past, and one of them dropped the biggest fart you've ever heard in your life. So I had to put it on a reel, and it's done really, really well. So the moral to the story is to get reels to work, more elephants farting, and that's the trick, basically.
Brilliant.
So how was India, Pat?
India was amazing. Yeah, I was there for a wedding. Ali and my partner, one of her friends from university, getting married in India. So yeah, got to experience a full Hindu wedding, which was super cool. Like feel very privileged to just be able to experience that, be welcomed in by the family, and kind of see a different world and a different perspective. I also got a completely different perspective on driving as well.
You didn't drive out there, did you?
I really wanted to. We had planned some day trips outside of the towns and the cities that we were staying in, and I was like, I'll just rent a car. Like, I'd love the experience. I spoke to Joe about it. He said, get the train rather than even drive anywhere or even be a passenger. We ended up getting Ubers everywhere because it was so cheap and so accessible and so easy. But I've never seen a country where road rules are less observed. Like
what, more than Belgium?
The entire place runs on, as long as we all don't follow the rules, it will be okay. But
as long as everyone uses their horn.
Yeah, and everybody has to use their horn. So the second you stop at a red light, you're going to get beeped. The second you're driving along and someone is either overtaking, coming alongside you, you're veering across multiple lanes, they're trying to also veer. So a horn is used almost like an echolocation device. I imagine bats would really struggle in India, because literally it's beep, 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 and you can just hear them
different horns for different things.
There is.
They got different patterns.
Yeah, but not. I don't think too intentionally for how you process the sound. Trucks have quite novel horns, and and then the little tuk-tuks will have a high pitched one, and cars will have a normal one. But yeah, honestly, I mean, they've got a new, palming. So you got the premise of palming a steering wheel, right? So India has a new one, which is you hold the wheel, but your arm is across the airbag and the horn, and so as you're turning, you can still press on the horn to
No.
So literally you can be cornering whilst on the horn to people. It's unbelievable. full respect, because I personally did not see any crashes, anything that was dangerous to the point of like actual consequence. And so I was like, honestly, put these people in like a rally or a race or something like, they'd probably do quite well, because they just completely ignore any kind of normality, any kind of like safety or being scared. I mean, the amount of times we would be coming across a 4-lane, to be like 4 lanes, 2 going each way on a crossroads, and everybody would just be coming out at 20-30 miles an hour, and then basically whoever gets there first is the other person then stops. But it's kind of like, but it is potluck until you get there. And like, I've also never seen people, again, size of vehicles over there are a bit smaller than, let's say, the UK and Europe and America, but just the way that they can thread through the gaps. I mean, I think I'd struggle to get through some of the gaps they did in the AMI, but these people were like, it looked like every single time they went past a car or squeezed through a gap that they were having a crash, but then there was never a scrape, never a noise, nothing. You've got scooters coming around you. Yeah, it was, as a car culture experience, it was fascinating.
Sounds like a video game.
It really was.
I guess here you've got cars, vans, trucks, and buses, and maybe motorbikes on the road. That's kind of on maybe push bikes. Over there, I'm guessing you've got pedestrians, animals, tuk-tuks, all kinds
are a
of
big
things.
thing, yeah, because tuk-tuks are a little bit wider than a bike, a little bit more inconvenient, but they still think they're a bike, and so they'll be up on the pavement or going around traffic. And like I said, new appreciation for, you know, when I worry about going through a 6'6" in the Passat, I think next time I won't try it at 30 miles an hour. But if I was in India, they wouldn't have even lifted to go through one of those. It was just like, well, we're going through and we'll see what happens. But no,
that is brilliant.
An amazing experience. Yeah, the road surfaces are about the equivalent to the UK. They're not very good. Definitely not a driving tour location as such, but to have the experience to see Mumbai and then Pune as well. So to drive in between the two, about 4 hours. And then Ubering around the town and out to a few sites and stuff.
Sounds
it
cool.
was.
I mean, your
experience.
pictures were epic as always. You
you're
are
very
annoyingly good on your Instagram. If you're not following Pat, by the way, on Instagram, you really need to.
Yeah, you'll notice to annoy people less, I put 3 in one Instagram story rather than putting them individually, because I was like, this will get
really good though.
This will get relentless if I'm posting 70 a day.
They're always edited and all the color graded and everything, and you're like, oh God, it's annoyingly good.
But yeah, it was a cool experience.
Yeah, it looked amazing, mate. Really.
So South Africa, India, where have you been then, Joe?
Bedford.
Brackley.
Brackley, yeah. Well, it's been, you guys timed it pretty well, although I know you've been back most of this week and it's been mostly miserable as well.
Oh, but tragic. Yesterday. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, yesterday was just relentless, wasn't it? Relentless rain. Everywhere's flooded around here today, but today's been lovely. I went on a well, it was kind of like a last track day of the year, because I've just had some more work done to my M2 that I was thinking about selling, and then I've now put in another 3.5 grand into it. So I'm like, so now I'm not selling it for a bit anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What?
I thought that was going, and maybe something else was coming in.
Well, no, that it was. It was. I mean, we can all relate to this. You kind of sit there and you're like, oh, this, that. Oh my God, what about? And there was a point about a month ago where I was convinced that I was going to buy a 911, get rid of my M2, use that as a deposit, and finance a 911. But it just became, the numbers were just, as you know, Ped, from looking, the numbers just started getting out of control. And then I was like, I don't know. Thankfully, I came to my senses. I drove my M2 again out on track, and I just thought, no, I'm be mad to get rid of this, because I put so much, a bit like with your Mini, you put so much money into it that you're never ever going to get back any of that, and so you're kind of throwing a lot down the drain. I've
got a really simple measure for you to work out whether you should keep the M2 or buy a 911.
Yeah,
right. Some simple questions. Okay, yes, no answers. Do you own the M2 outright?
Yes.
Would you have had to finance a 911?
1000%, yes.
What are you thinking, man? Just buy a 911. No, keep the M2.
Yeah,
if it's yours, and if you own it, and would a 911 have things or enable to do stuff that M2 can't. Yeah, for sure, because the M2 is quite track focused. But you love your track days, and the M2 is brilliant at track days. Would you love a track day in a 911 any more than you would do in an M2? Yeah, maybe, but maybe not. It's a road car, not a track car.
Exactly. Yeah, I think if I was looking at a GT3 or something, then it might be a different question. But then I would need to have more money. You're right. So
and the perspective that I like to have with my car, we'll call it situation.
Your Ami.
No, not the Ami. I have a Porsche. Not many people know about it.
Oh, yeah.
If I could park it in my living room, I think it would be probably got better use than it does now. But I like to think of things that you've paid for outright or in cash or you've paid off. They're free. That's how I like to look at it. Because you're not paying any more every month. You're not paying interest. There's no.
You're not paying any more a month on yours, are you? Like yours hasn't cost you any more since you bought it. Like it's free.
No, nothing. No. It
doesn't work.
It's all been free. But no, I like to look at it like once you've got the thing, you've got it in cash, as it were, or it's there as an asset. Like that M2 is only costing you what you want to put into it. It's not costing you 8, 9, 10% on top of its value because you've got it on finance. And I think that's the scary thing, right? You're talking about the 911s. Like the interest rates make it so cost prohibitive these days to finance a large sum of money, and even on a PCP, it's hard to justify.
I think the other thing as well, I mean, bear in mind I've got my Mini outside which I own outright, and I'm going to use the term, I don't care about that car, but I don't worry about it because it's mine, and it cost me it's just had its MOT, passed its MOT, on Monday. It's very little to insure, and it's great. The Porsche, I love my Spider to bits, but it is on finance. It has an annual mileage limit on that finance. And you're always thinking about, well, I'm going to take it on whether it's a road trip or you plan to take it away or whatever. And you're always thinking, well, I am anyway, about putting miles on it and costs and balancing things.
Yeah.
Your M2 is yours and it's outright. And it's a great story as well. And it's part of the channel and all of that kind of stuff. So anyway.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Guess how many...
And it's much easier to slide it round as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I love it I always know when you've been ranting on Instagram, right? Because you look at your stories and there's like 4 or 5 in a row and you're like, oh, this rant lasted longer than a minute. This is going to be a good
one. Well, picture this. So it had been raining for days. Thankfully, the actual track day was dry. And that's why it was so last minute. I booked it the day before because the weather was looking good. So got there. It was, when I arrived there, it was -1. So 8 a.m. briefing, it was -1. And obviously the tarmac and everything, the grass was all wet from the night before and the frost and stuff. But I knew that it would slowly dry out through the day. But I knew like the out laps or the sighting laps and the first couple of hours will be deadly out there. Really, like not even fun because it's that cold and it's quite... Bedford's grip when it's wet, it's really inconsistent. It's very like you find grip in certain parts of the track and then there's absolutely none in other parts. So I thought I'll go out and do a couple of sighting laps, come in, chill out for an hour, check out some other cars in the pit lane, make sure I'm all organized and ready, no stress, and then go out. So I did that, and then I headed out in it. And bear in mind, I'm on Cup 2s. I had a brand new set on the front axle, so they hadn't been... Literally, I'd driven the car from home to there, so they weren't even scrubbed in. They were still shiny. So I just thought I'm going to go out and do 3 or 4 laps and just get a little bit of temperature, hopefully, in the tires. Just bring the car up to temp, look at the conditions on the circuit, come in, reset, evaluate, and then go out maybe half hour later. So that's exactly what I did. Went out there, and there wasn't many cars out there at all. There's probably 6 or 7 cars, which, as you know, Bedford GT, 6 or 7 cars, you're probably not even seeing them because it's such a big circuit. It's like nearly a 3-minute lap. So I headed out, and you're on freezing cold cups. By that point, it was about 3 degrees, but obviously no temperature in the tyres. First hairpin, you're coming out there, and the car was moving around. It was understeering coming in, little wiggly on the way out, but I was driving it at about 15%. And I went out and I just slowly started picking the pace up, trying to find where the grip was. I could feel the temperature of the tires coming in, but there was no pressure because there's nothing behind me. It was lovely. I was like, oh, I'm enjoying this, like feeling your way around the circuit, but not in a reckless way, just in okay, I can feel the grip coming. And then I get a board up saying from one of the marshals, calm down. Now, at that point, I'd probably just completed, I'm not exaggerating, the slowest lap I've ever gone around Bedford in my life. Also, no engine noise because I'm not using any throttle and I'm not revving it out because there's no grip. No tyre noise because everything's wet and the tyres are cold. So I'm sitting in the car and I'm like looking behind me in my mirrors going, well, there's no one, but he must have been pointing at me. Did another lap. Then I got no drifting. And then a bit later, I get a black flag. And then, so this happened a few times throughout the morning. And I know you guys won't believe me because I do like to have a little bit of a skid on track days. But I came in at lunchtime and it's all on camera and it'll go in the video because it just couldn't, I was shocked. And the marshal pulled me over and he had such a go at me. And he said, look, I know it's a BMW and I know it's probably got this much power and more, but you know, you've got to keep the car in line out there. It's not, you know, it's not designed for doing skids. It's not, and he just went off on one. And I was like, mate, I said, I love you guys. I know what you do as a job. I come here all the time. I haven't spun the car once. I haven't been doing any of these little wiggles around any other traffic at all. I've just been trying to feel the grip levels. I've not been purposely sliding and skidding. And it just left me thinking, it's just frustrating because we encourage people not to drive like idiots on the road, which I did a lot more of when I was younger. So I save all of that passion and pent up sort of driving to do it on track. But as soon as you pick the pace up on track, especially at Bedford nowadays, you then get told off for it. And I'd understand if it was reckless, if I was coming into a braking zone and you know, dive bombing someone under the brakes, or if I was getting a massive slide and
or
big
did a
smoke.
Scandi flick or something.
Yeah, exactly. And you could hear the engine off the limiter and you know, but none of that, not even close. And it's like, well, what is the point? Like, you know, why am I even here spending, it was 150 quid track day. My insurance was 150 quid. Fuel was 200 quid. You know, tires, thanks to Michelin, didn't cost me anything. But, you know, the consumables, you easily spend £1,000 on a track day. And you just think, I could have just gone out for spirited drive in the road and I wouldn't have been breaking any road rules. Like it wasn't. But anyway, that's my rant over and done with. But I really hope that if anyone from MSV and anyone from Bedford are watching, then I just think you need to readdress this, because those stories that I put up on my Instagram, I'm not kidding you, I probably got 50 replies from a load of other track day goers who most of them have said, I've stopped going to Bedford because of that exact reason. The marshals are just too on it and don't allow you to drive your car. And yeah, so I think that needs to be looked at. But that's my 2 cents. So you guys have had a fantastic time. I can have a rant and we can move on.
Excellent.
I thought it would be quite a good idea to talk about, as well, I know we've just started the year as you lot are watching this or listening to it, but I thought it would be a nice podcast and episode to talk about some of our highlights and lowlights of 2026 in terms of mostly the cars and experiences that we've all driven and experienced. So I think the first topic should be the top 3 cars that we have driven. And Pat, of course, you can get into this if you want, throughout the year, starting with our third best, second best, and then essentially something that you would give car of the year to. So I'm going to throw this to Ped to give us your third place car.
Third place car. Firstly, I look back through all the cars I've driven this year, and it was really, really hard to pick 3.
Yep.
Because I've driven some absolute bangers this year, and I've not put in my top 3 some things that I thought I would have done, basically. But there's reasons why I chose the 3 I did. So coming in at number 3, I put the Alpine A110S.
Ooh.
And the reason I put that is because I spent a lot of time with it and did a drive tour in it. And it was a great example. When you get a good car, you can drive a good car on okay roads and it will be a good car. But if you get a good car on great roads, then that car can become great. And I'd driven an A110 in the UK and it was all right. I thought it was a nice car. I didn't rave about it. I wouldn't have thought I'll go out and buy one. I had the A110S in the UK, but the second I got it into France and into the Alps, I'm like, oh my God, this car is light, it's quick, it changes direction like you wouldn't believe. It was just a mega bit of kit. And I've actually got, beginning of next year, first week of Jan, I've got the A110R 70th anniversary edition Blanc, which is like £135,000.
Oh my God.
It's got like carbon wheels and everything.
That would be on Cup 2 or
Probably.
Cup 2R or something?
Probably.
So you'll be taking that somewhere sunny and warm, won't you?
No, I won't. It's in the UK. I've not got the opportunity to take it. But anyway, but A110S, brilliant car. Really, really good car. It wasn't perfect, but it was very, very good.
I'd say that car for me, it's probably one of those cars, like a few of the sporty little cars that we've had over the last few years, where when it's gone, we'll all go, oh, I wish they made that A110 thing. That was really good, wasn't it? But I say nobody. They have sold a few. They've sold more than they did of, let's say, the 4C, which is the same rough platform and concept and idea. But yeah, I drove an A110. I love the thing. But
they're light. Gordon Murray, Daly's one. I mean, it's got to be a reasonably good, but they're
pretty as well. And they're small, which I think makes them, even next to your Spider Ped, it's probably small, right? It's shorter and it's nice. Yeah, that's a car I haven't driven for years. So I know when I did, I loved it. So I can only imagine taking it out some proper roads to just be amazing. Lovely. Pat, have you got I'm sorry to throw you under the spotlight here. Have you got? Oh,
I
yes,
haven't
Ami is third.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the Ami's number 3. No, I haven't driven too many cars like you guys to review or give my 2 cents in that way. I'll just give one special shout out and mention, and then I'll let you two continue with your lists. So my car of the year special mention would be the Michelin Porsche 911.
Yay!
I think we all had our concerns and our opinions on how that car would come out, how that car was specs, and how that car would be used.
Was Joe vocal about that? I didn't.
No, Joe didn't say anything. I remember very vividly on the podcast. He said, "I won't give my opinion until I see it." But no, the car, albeit with the wheels and the aero kit, once it had its wrap and its design on it, I will say looked really, really good. Obviously, we got to leverage that car at Spa. It was amazing, as me and Joe have always said, and Pete we've discussed as well. Like a base 911 is really such a good sweet spot, and if you can get around, like Anthony said actually on the last podcast, the last podcast that came out, that really the box ticking of options isn't necessarily always needed. But no, it was a really cool car, amazing experience.
We all had some great adventures in that car this year, actually. We drove it on track. It was cool. Yeah, good shout out.
Drove it to N24 as well, which was mega.
Yeah.
So, no, really cool. And excited to see what comes next.
Nice. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that car. Good one, Pat. Nice.
What's your number 3 then, Joe?
So my number 3 is...
Which BMW have you chosen?
Yeah, well, okay, so this will make you happy. My third is a BMW, but there's no others on the list. Yeah, so that's fair enough, isn't it?
I reckon it's going to be M4 CS. No, or M3 CS Touring.
Yeah, got it in one.
Yeah, M3 CS Touring. I mean, firstly, it's just a brilliant product. It is a little bit flawed with the center console, the carbon center console, which I think the more time you spend in any of the modern CS cars, you do miss the armrests, you miss the storage bin, you miss the cup holders. There's so many things, and you end up going, I just want a normal console. Also, what I discovered recently when I had that car, because I took my parents away, is there are, as part of the center console in most saloons or estates, at the back of that center console, there's usually, you've got your climate control, or at least you've got rear vents for your rear passengers, right? But on the CS, you don't have anything. So rear passengers have got so it's, I know older cars didn't have vents in the back, but I mean, the regular 3 Series has digital display back there with your independent, do you know what I mean? So you don't even have that.
At 6 figures, really, the weight you're saving on not having that in the back, you should really probably have it in that kind of car.
Yes, so that's the one negative, but the rest of the package is just brilliant. And yeah, drove it on track and almost completely binned it at the BMW launch. That's probably the closest thing I've ever had to a big crap. Like that would have been, I mean, if I wouldn't have been in a hospital there, I would have been shocked and the car would have been finished. So, and then I took my parents away in it. So yeah, really nice memories of that car. And
Cool.
yeah, I think it's undoubtedly a brilliant package. So yeah.
Excellent.
Right, number 2, Ped.
Number 2, I have chosen, 1, it was a great car, but 2, it was my first Ferrari launch, which made it a bit more special.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
So the 12 Cilindri Spider.
Ooh. Yeah,
That is
And
a
I
hell of a
think
car.
for me,
suits you, that car. That really
mega
suits.
car. The spec, all the cars on the launch they were like dark green with tan interior. It was lovely, and I think just for me to be on a Ferrari launch was quite a special thing. And we were driving it in Portugal, and it is a phenomenal car. I know there's lots of people out there don't like it and don't like bits about it, but it's a front mid-engined, naturally aspirated V12. We're not going to see those for very much longer, so enjoy them while we can.
Yeah, you got to celebrate those things because that engine alone is. And from what I read and what I heard and what I saw from videos like yourself as well, it's a bit more compliant on the road, a bit more usable than an
way
812
more than the
or an
812.
F12. Yeah.
Because the 812, when I drove that was that you really have to be on it with that, otherwise you're going to have a massive accident. Whereas the 12C was much easier to drive. Yeah,
it looked
Very
amazing.
cool.
I have to say they've grown. I wasn't sure when I first saw them, but then I think it was that trip actually in the spec on those cars. It was great to see because Ferrari, well, the UK cars, some of the specs are pretty challenging. Looks like they're sort of, they're sort of configured from a blind person, but then
I think they configure them to make them stand out on the front of magazines.
Oh, what was that 488 look like a clown shoe or something? Remember?
Yeah, that was a historic car. Yeah,
that was a really historic livery, though.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. If they're all historic, you kind of, if you know your Ferrari liveries have passed, I guess it's a bit like how Tim specs a lot of his Ferraris. They make sense. If you don't, they can look a bit challenging.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tim's 12 Cilindri, by the way.
Oh, that gold.
Is it no? What's the gold color called? I can't remember.
Orica.
Yeah, something fancy in Italian. But I wasn't sure. But when I now I've seen it, I'm like, it's so classy. Chocolate interior. It's a special thing. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So there we go.
Look great, nice. Pat, do you have a number 2 then, or you?
No, mine was just the Michelin 911. Yeah, number 2 is Michelin 911 again.
Okay, nice.
Citronami.
Consistent, yeah. So my number 2 is another wagon, fast wagon.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, it's going to be the RS6, the red one.
Yeah, the GT
grenadine red.
No, because that
the
was
GT.
that was this year, wasn't it? That was this year.
Oh yeah, no, the GT one they took to the Isle of Man.
Yes. Yeah, GT. Although I wouldn't have it. Talking about people that are blind specking cars, I wouldn't. Sorry, Lou, if it was you, but I wouldn't have had it in that.
Your wife spec'd that car.
No.
Be careful.
Yeah, Joe doesn't do this for effect. He is genuinely honest. Hence why he may have just offended his wife about a car she may have spec'd.
You remember you got married this year, Joe?
No.
Yeah.
I think that was one. I think they only got offered that one, and also again, like you were just saying with the Ferrari, it all ties in because that was the heritage color that harked back to the old IMSA cars. But ignoring the color combination, because I would also either have it in black or the grey. I've seen the grey one looks stunning, but the RS6 GT is such a special car, and it's way more than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just a fancy paintwork or sticker work, and but the suspension, everything about that car, and the fact that I took it out to the other man and was able to really, really spank it out there, like 10 times harder than you could do at a British track day. And you didn't have marshals telling you off. You had locals encouraging you to go faster, which is just, I still can't believe that place. It's just nuts. But yeah, what a car to take out there, and what a wonderful bit of kit. And you can throw the kitchen sink, your family, your dogs in it. Brilliant. What a car. But it didn't take my top spot. So yeah.
Oh.
Talking of top spots, Ped.
There are two. I'm going to give two cars I mentioned that didn't make the top spot, and the reason why was they were silly cars that I would never ever be able to afford. So I drove my first Singer, the Singer Classic. That was the most amazing car, just perfect. And I drove my first hypercar, the Koenigsegg. But I kind of thought, well, they can't really be the best car because they're so unique and
Unobtainable.
Unobtainable, yeah. So I'm trying to think when you drove the car I've chosen for number one, because I think we might have chosen the same car.
Oh.
But I think you might have driven it in 2024.
Oh, okay. Then definitely not the same car.
911 ST.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Didn't I give that as car of the year last year?
I think you did. Yeah.
You probably did. And you did last year, and I said, well, it'll be my car of the year next year. And guess what? It was.
Yeah.
I mean, the GT3 RS was mega. I've driven some really lovely Porsches this year, but there's something about a 911 ST that's just unreal.
Yeah. I think it has that.
I haven't driven the
I think it has that classic car feeling. You know, just the noises and the way you have to be a bit careful with it and the clutch and like you almost like you're not you could go as fast as in a 3RS, I'm sure, but like it's all of the build up, it's all of the feel. I don't know, there was just something because it was a bit quirky in that sense, the way that you have to drive it and the way it sounds and stuff.
Yeah, it's just a mega thing.
It felt special.
I'll be interesting. I'm hoping to drive the 992.2 GT3 Touring next year. Because that's meant to have lots of very similar traits. It's not an ST, obviously, but just a wonderful, wonderful car. And if I could, I'd have one in the garage downstairs.
Tell me about it. I love it how you're like, so the Singer and the Koenigsegg they're out of reach. Wait, was it a Koenigsegg? Yeah. Yeah. And then it's like, but so I was just gone for one of those sort of
cars
that you win in the Christmas cracker.
I know, but I could have chosen the Hyundai Insta, but it's not quite as sexy as a 911 ST, is it?
No.
Well, that's our problem. Is if you drive lots of normal cars as well, but when you drive, I drove a McLaren Artura, that was brilliant. There's loads of cars on the list I drove this year. I drove a Lola T70 road legal NASCAR. That should be up there, really.
Wow.
But I decided not to. Anyway, what's yours, dude?
Well, ST. Oh, brilliant. Well, so my winning car is also a Porsche 911.
Oh.
Do you just remove the S off of its name?
You do. Yeah. The 992.2 Carrera T. Aside from the colour, because the spec on that one was pretty dreadful, but the car.
What was it called? The colour? What was it called, mate? The colour?
Cartagena.
Cartagena.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Cartagena. Yeah.
Cartagena.
Cartagena. Cartagena.
Yeah. Cartagena.
But I just loved it. I think what Porsche have done with that car, it's just so stripped back. The 6-speed manual is as good, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same as what's in all of the other special cars, because it feels very much like it. Arguably, the actual gear knob feels even nicer than the ST. And I don't want to say it's affordable, because it's not. As I found out, so this is the car we talked about earlier on, the car that I was trying to finance, and I managed to get 2 really good quotes with some substantial discounts on brand new cars to build to order. But even with those, monthlies were just a bit too high for me. But I would love to own one day. It's a lovely car, and it really proves that you don't need any more than 400 horsepower, even in something that, what does it weigh, 1,400 kilos? It's not light. It's not like the A110, but it's just a brilliant car. And it's it's Porsche stripping the thing back to basics, and it's a brilliant package. I love it, and that's my car of the year. So between us, the Porsche 911 has got car of the year again.
Yes. Apart from a black 991.2 GTS Cabriolet, that didn't get car of the year.
Oh
no.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Brief
listen,
ownership.
all three of us picked 911s, all different 911s, but all
Yay.
992
Not this
Golfs.
podcast is not
Well.
sponsored by Porsche, even though Joe's got a big Porsche poster right next to him.
Yes.
Well, it does
no.
say the Porsche effect, and he is right. I think we've all felt the Porsche effect this year for sure.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice. Okay, so now coming away from that, but it's not too dissimilar. But what's your most surprising car been this year? Or in
Do
2025?
you guys have top three for this, or do you just have
No,
one?
just one.
I've just got one.
Okay. Would you like me to go first so I can get my
Yeah,
special
yeah.
mention out of the way? It's the Citroen Ami.
Hey!
Because we documented the entire process of me ordering and then receiving and then giving back and then complaining and chasing and emailing and updating, and the whole process of this Citroen Ami was was a difficult process. If you were spending any real amount of money, obviously Pete had a great negative experience with the 911 in the sense that they were very happy to take the car back and it was all attempted to be resolved or could be resolved and he was able to move on. But with the Ami, I was so committed to seeing this through because I was like, the financials isn't the problem here. It's £63 a month. I do actually want the car. I live in London. It could be useful, but you're making it very hard for me to see the sense in this. You know, I've driven it 10 miles and given it back to them and it took ages, but it really has surprised me. I use it all the time. We've now done, so my flatmate shares it with me as well because I put him on the insurance for a nominal additional fee. And it's done 585 miles now. And that's quite a lot when the car does 46 miles theoretically on a tank, as it were, on a charge. It actually does about, I reckon, about 40 to 43, depending on the weather. So give or take, let's say 10%-ish, depending on the conditions. But it's, and there's a small bit of this is actually going to die off, but it's so much cheaper than using public transport in London. I got the tube the other day. It was 10 minutes each way and it was £7.80 in total. Using the Ami would have cost like 25p. And if you're outside of parking hours, which in London is normally till 6:30, so you're going out for dinner or something, two of you can go in the car. That's a £15 journey on public transport for, let's say, me and my partner to go into town, or even just to go a bit into London to have dinner, has now cost us effectively nothing. The storage space in it's great. You can drive it almost flat everywhere because it only does 28 miles an hour. As a car person, I find it fun. It's obviously inherently, just like with the Alfa Romeo 4C I previously had, terrible. Like it isn't good at like an object. It's like the ride's harsh, the seats are uncomfortable, the windows don't open, it fogs up when it's cold. Like the lights are always on. They are quite bright, but like you should be able to flash and stuff. You can't flash. Yeah, it's been a real surprise. I can't believe it's been as useful as it's turned out to be, even given all of the issues. The rust hasn't returned yet, so that's obviously a positive. But yeah, super surprised. Use it every day. Gets me around town, whether it's just popping to the shops, whether it's going into kind of central London. Like I said, I will say the one caveat is from the 2nd of January 2026, so the day this podcast goes live, there will be no more free congestion charge for electric cars and also quadricycles. Now, quadricycles will receive a larger discount. So it won't be £18. It will be £9 for quadricycles. And for electric cars, it will be like, I think, £13.50.
Oh.
So that's a bit shit, to be brutal about it. So if I want to go into the centre of London during a work day, let's say I went and saw our friend Roger yesterday in the car, drove it into town, absolutely fine, charged it and everything, great, cost me £3 to charge it. But next time, if I want to do that, it's going to cost me £9 extra. So you're kind of back to almost parity with going on TfL using the underground, let's say. But it's still a brilliant thing. And I was super surprised just how useful and how good it actually has been. It isn't just costing me 63 quid a month and sitting in a garage because it's pointless. Yeah, it's a good thing to get around. So yeah, super surprised how that all turned out in the end.
Well, we still haven't driven it. And I know when we first talked about it at the start of 2025 or whenever it was, April, May time.
I think it was April, yeah.
I know both Ped and I were desperate to drive it. And did you get a chance? You haven't, Ped?
I've not driven it. I think we've got a race coming up, though, haven't we?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we need to plan something with it.
We're going to race it against
one of those
this.
things.
So I imagine
Look at
that
that.
the top speed of that must be a little bit less than a full-blown car for the road, right, with number plates. So probably about 20 miles an hour, does that do?
This does 55 miles an hour. Yeah.
Oh my!
And it wheelies. It's got a wheelie bar. So if you accelerate really hard, the front tires kind of balloon because of the centrifugal force on them. Bloody wicked thing. So yeah, I think we have a
Wow.
race.
I like that.
We need to
I
find
like
something
that.
a bit faster. Well, that's cool about the Ami. A quick shout out to Mark Tiff, who was the guy, YouTuber who has a really interesting plumbing YouTube channel, who brought his car off the back of yours, Pat. I think you'd had conversations with him and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I actually saw him for a coffee about a month ago. He's just picked himself up a lovely GA7 M2 manual, and he still doesn't have his Ami.
Oh
Even
my
though he
God.
ordered
I
it.
forgot about all of that. The Facebook
Yeah.
group is constantly full of posts with people being like, when are we going to get those summer Ami deal cars again? Because they still haven't got all the parts to fix them. So,
well, Mark ordered his, I think, like a day after we initially talked about it, before you even knew about your problems. So Mark ordered it then, and he's still not got it. But he's persisting, and hopefully it will arrive.
yeah.
We'll do it in the reverse order. So I'll talk about my most disappointing.
Yeah.
No, sorry, my most surprising. Not disappointing. Disappointing's next. Most surprising car for me. I mean, there's been a few, but my standout car for this year is a BMW.
Oh, it's a surprise.
Yeah, it's but not what you think. It's the Elite Garages. Elite Garages E90 2011 320 diesel that Pat and I drove to Germany. And actually, by the time this is live, my video will be live, and you'll see in that
sure
video.
about that?
Yeah, because I just finished the edit today, so it should be live by tomorrow. It's that car. I mean, Pat and I have done some amazing journeys together in pretty shit cars and pretty amazing cars like the ST that we've just been talking about. But that 320 diesel absolutely did, I was going to say everything it was meant to, everything it says on the tin, but it did more than that. It surpassed all of so it had covered 250,000 miles. It's 15 years old. We timed its acceleration figures. It was faster than it was when it was brand new. We tested its top speed. It went faster GPS than it ever did or was quoted to when it was new. And it matched the 60 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle, which when you factor everything in, the fact that it's worth about $1,000, it's done, I mean, the fact it's done 250,000 miles is the biggest one. So, and also just how nice it was to drive on that long trip. We did 1,500 miles over, 4 days? And it was just a pleasure to drive everywhere. It was just such a nice car. And there wasn't one point on that trip where I thought, oh, I wish I was in my M5 or I wish I was in some other press car. Not at all. It was like, I'm really happy in this 3 Series BMW. And I just really enjoyed. I was sad to give that car back to Elite Garages. So massive thanks to those guys if you're listening, especially Josh, because it was his company car that he sacrificed. And I don't know if you share the same feelings, Pat, but
absolutely. I think
special.
my overarching sentiment with that car is bring back comfort seats. And I don't mean sporty looking seats that are the comfortable option, like your 18 ways in a Porsche or whatever. But these seats were like flat in the best way possible. As in, normally in a car seat, we'll all probably experience this because we're all of a taller disposition. Me at the smaller end of the spectrum of you two, but like your shoulders get pushed forward because the way that the top of the seat curves in for the headrest on a lot of these modern sportier cars that don't necessarily have like carbon buckets or real sports seats, they still try and give that sporty look and feel. And so your bum might be comfortable, but you're forever like feeling you're a bit hunched over.
Yep.
And the 3 Series was like, the seat was flat, it was leather, it was super comfortable, and it meant you could just kind of relax back into the seat rather than feeling like you're kind of leant forward into the seat, like a lot of more modern cars. So yeah, bring back actually comfort seats, offer a sports option, offer a racing or a higher end sports option, your carbon buckets and stuff. But it was just so comfortable and nice. And yeah, the car didn't miss a beat. Just like our 2011 Passat, same levels of just
same era.
Does everything. And I think, if when we talk about peak car, maybe we want better tech. And that's when you get into your 2015, 16, 17, where we would probably all argue kind of peak car is. But you can see how they were getting there. You know, everything works flawlessly, has everything you need, and comfortable as well, which is the best bit.
Yep. Nice. And Ped, what was your most surprising car?
It was the first car I've driven from the brand, so I didn't know what to expect, but it was a Genesis. It was an electric car, Joe. Be careful.
Yeah.
Don't get to, it was the GV60, so it was 490 horsepower. And I didn't know what to expect. When it arrived, it was parked outside, and that is a good-looking car.
Yeah, they look interesting, yeah.
A really nice-looking car, really nice interior, dead premium feel, drove beautifully, fast as, really good. They are on the, they're pretty punchy from a price point of view.
I was going to ask how much does a Genesis start? Like, where do they start?
That's a very good question. I was just going to the video to see if I put it in the title because I can't remember.
In my head, a Genesis is kind of 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Are we in that kind of like not six figures, but way above your Hyundai
Genesis G.
So they start at 54 grand for GV60.
Yeah, this is the punchy one. This was like the premium the top spec one. So
for the powerful
about
performance
67.
trim.
Yeah, about 67.
Okay. I mean, it's a lot of money.
I mean, in today's world, unfortunately, that's pretty good value, isn't it? Well, not a good value.
Joe, how much is a? Because hang on, the car you just said, is that a 4x4, or is that a saloon?
It's an SUV. It's like a little, like a medium.
Would it be like an X3 equivalent?
The GV60? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So how much is an X3? Whatever you can get now. You know, like an X3, sporty X3 equivalent.
Well, it's an electric car, so it would be the equivalent of whatever the new iX is going to be. But I don't know. I don't know if there's pricing on that iX3.
Because they're going to have to be the same kind of money, if not more.
Yeah.
I thought I'd chuck an EV in there, like,
Yeah, same sort of price. So the new iX3 starts at 60 grand. So
there you go. So
yeah. But like you said, I have driven one briefly. So me and James from Michelin actually, we went out to, at the end of 23, I think it was, or 22, we went out to the Gran Turismo World Final in Monaco, which was a fantastic couple of days. And Genesis are one of the big sponsors out there because they've got a lot of cars in the game, haven't they? Gran Turismo game.
Yeah.
And James and I were throwing the keys to the GV60 because it was new then, but it wasn't like the top spec one. But I just remember thinking the interior was so nice, light and airy. The fit and finish, it actually was quite Volvo in there. Like it was a bit funky, like the Volvo's
got the rotating gear selector thing. It's quite cool.
That's right. It's like a crystal ball,
spherical ball thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you love getting your hands on big balls.
You get in, they go, that's a gimmick, and they go, couldn't help himself, could he? So what's the worst car then?
Whoa.
Can I start with this one?
Yeah, of course. I know. Oh, can we guess though? Can we guess?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Pete, you guess first because I don't want to say mine just in case I get it really wrong.
What, you got to guess Joe's?
Yeah.
Anything electric?
I think, is it a BMW?
No.
Oh, is it not? Okay, well then I won't say anymore. There goes my guess out the window.
It's a brand who, right up till this point in the podcast, will be loving us.
Oh, hold on. Oh. It's got to be Porsche.
You're going to say the GTS, aren't you?
Really?
The 992.2 911 GTS T Hybrid was the most disappointing. I wouldn't say it's the most disappointing car I've ever driven because it's still an incredible bit of kit. But it was the most disappointing 911 I've ever driven. Something I think I've always got high expectations with any 911, and I usually leave with my expectations being lifted because they're so good. Yeah. But that T Hybrid, I just don't get it. It's so artificial. It also I've spent a bit of time underneath one up at Miltech when I got my M5 Touring, they put the new exhaust on it, and they had their own, because I don't know if they've still got it, but they liked it. They own like a lot of development cars, and they had one up. They were just showing me all the engine and all the stuff and they were like, this thing's just built like crap. Like it's just full of like the whole underneath, like the sump where the engine sits. It's just all nasty plastics now. You could just see costs being cut everywhere on that car. The artificial sound on startup is just awful. I don't, as a machine, and there's something that if you look at a spec sheet and the numbers, you go, wow, that's impressive. And yeah, its straight line performance is incredible. Like, it's not far behind the previous generation Turbo S. But in terms of actual driving experience and being connected to that car, there's zero. It's the worst 911 that Porsche have built in years. And if that's what the future of 911s look like, then they're not going to excite me that much. I think the base Carrera is so much better than the GTS-T hybrid. It's not, you couldn't even compare them. And that's what made it really bad for me, is the fact that I had the base 911 press car. I parked that up and I jumped straight in the GTS, because you do that with a lot of Porsche press cars. You take 2 or 3 at a time. So you're driving back to back, jumped out the base car and into the GTS. And within 5 minutes, I was like, oh my God, give me the base car back. It is so much better. And if any GTS owners are out there disagreeing, you're all wrong. You got no fucking idea.
I quite liked it.
Oh, I love the GTS.
Yeah, you probably just like the fact it had a GTS badge on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a GTS interior pack.
I just actually, you know what? There's also another part of that, and a car that I don't even know why I didn't feature it in my top 3. But if I had a top 4, it would have definitely been in my top 4. It could have even stuck into the top 3.
Panamera.
Panamera. I mean, that's another one. Amazing. But it's the Carrera S, a model that, in my opinion, in the UK has kind of been forgotten about for the past couple of generations, because people either go base Carrera or they start specking up an S and go, oh, wait a second, well, if I'm having those options, then that kind of brings it up to the GTS price, and they come free. Those options come free anyway with the GTS. But at the moment, as it stands, the 0.2 generation 992, the S is a completely different car to the GTS, because the GTS has got all the T hybrid gubbins in it, whereas the S is essentially a tuned version of the base car, but it's stolen like turbos from the turbos from the previous gen GTS, and it's stolen all of the intakes and stuff from the previous gen turbo. So it's a real special standalone car. And I don't know if you've driven one yet, Ped, but
No.
I think the Carrera S is just fantastic. And it's about 20 grand less than a GTS. So it's substantially less, because it doesn't have all that hybrid stuff. So that would have cost Porsche a lot of money. But that car, wow. And again, that's why I'm like, I'm sorry, but the S is a country mile better than the GTS, in my opinion. Anyway, I won't carry on going on about it.
Someone pass him a Valium.
Ped.
Did you say worst car or most disappointing?
Most disappointing. Or, I mean,
it can be interpreted as worst as well, yeah.
So I've got my most disappointing one. Is Lou in, or has she gone out?
She's out of earshot anyway, because I can hear you. So it's going to be the new S5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's terrible.
I think that was the most disappointing. I didn't think it was a bad car. I mean, it drove beautifully. No. It was fast as. However, having owned S4s and been a real kind of advocate for them, I love them to bits. And let's face it, the S5 is an S4.
Yep.
The interior with those big screens and all the touch screen, they've just gone from, for me, Audi delivering some of the best interiors out there to just delivering a car with one of the worst interiors I've ever sat in. I just didn't like it at all. But the car drove amazingly. It was quick and all that kind of stuff. It was just let down by the interior. But it wasn't a bad car, and it wasn't my worst car. It was my most disappointing, because I had high hopes it was going to be lovely.
Yep.
my worst car is actually parked outside right now. It is shocking. I haven't put anything on socials about it. I've been driving it for the last week.
Uh-oh.
Vauxhall?
No.
It's the Vauxhall Mocha GSE.
No, that was really good. It is electric. It's an MG IM6.
Hang on, is that the one that doesn't have an MG badge on it? And
It doesn't.
meant to
Well,
be
it
a
doesn't. It
premium
doesn't.
car.
It's got MG written on the back, but it's not a badge. So
okay.
There are parts of it that are really, really nice. The interior is nice. It drives nice. It's quite quick. It's 400 horsepower. It looks like the love child between a Tesla Model Y and an Aston Martin DBX, and the car that Mr. Soft dude used to have on the Mints advert in the 90s. You remember that? Mr. Soft.
No, you've lost me there. You've lost me there.
No, well, you wouldn't
You've
be
even
alive.
lost me.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well, okay.
yeah.
Google it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, and it's 48 to 53 grand, depending on which spec.
Oh,
What happened to MGs being like 15 grand?
So this is the
their
premium one, isn't it? Yeah.
So they don't
Who
sell
is
it as
buying?
MG. It's called Intelligence in Motion, I think, is what IM stands for. And everywhere else it's just sold as an IM. But it's part of the group that own MG, and a couple of other companies have kind of come together to make this car. And they're badging it as an MG IM6 in the UK, I think, to try and leverage the brand a little bit. But they can't sell it as an MG because MGs are like 25 to 35 grand. They make really good, affordable electric and hybrid cars, MG. And, you either love them or hate them. But some of their cars are really, the MG HS is a really good car for the money, right?
Yeah.
So you're never going to leverage that brand to sell a 50 grand car. It just doesn't happen.
No.
And it's just,
You can't polish a turd, can you?
It bongs at everything, right? And you can turn it off, but it's got driver attention warnings, and it's just like, and the rear visibility is tragic. It's just such a compromised car. It's my first MG press car for a while. It's likely to be my last, to be honest. But yeah, it's. I haven't put the video out yet. I finished filming it today, but it is. It's just so flawed. And little things like that. It's got like blind spot cameras on the side, right? Which lots of cars have. Hyundai and Kia have them. And when you indicate, you get the camera shot down the side of the car. Brilliant, right? But Hyundai and Kia hide the cameras like in the door mirrors, so you can't see them. These are like, it's literally like a camera plastered on the front wing of the car. It's just and there's a big front-facing camera stuck just above the number plate, and it's just. Anyway, so there you go.
Why? I don't understand. Yeah, it's weird.
Google it, you'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know there was such a thing, but I can't see, and I really hope that nobody goes out and buys one because it's just a stupid idea.
Small side note on MGs for India. When I was in India, that was one of the observations I did have. It was mostly Suzuki, some Hyundai, like the more premium stuff got into Hyundai. You could still see a Mercedes and a BMW, but MGs were everywhere. Like new MGs were absolutely everywhere, but they weren't badged as MGs. So what were they badged as? Now this is a bit of a trick question. No, they did have Tata cars. That's separate.
Yeah.
This is a trick question, but it requires you to know what MG means.
Morris Garages.
Yes. So they weren't badged as MGs with the MG emblem. They were badged as Morris Garages on the front of them. On the bonnet, it says Morris Garages. And also, I guess, really heavily leveraging their British heritage, the cars were called things like the Morris Garages Windsor. That was their small, kind of their small hatchback equivalent. I don't know if they're electric. I don't think they are in India. But yeah, a Morris Garages Windsor was one of the cars I saw on the road. Brand new cars, but lots of brand new Morris Garages on the road, as we would know as MGs. But yeah, super interesting that there's a lot of that over there. But yeah, they haven't really adopted the old electric thing yet. That's not.
Well,
that's not
have you seen the state of
India? I don't think I have. I was gonna say I don't think I have a worst car or most disappointing car. I'm trying to rack my brain of what I have driven that's
Your
been
your
terrible.
912 has got to be the most disappointing car of this
Oh,
year.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. I forgot that all happened this year. Yeah, no, the 912. Okay, the 912 wins that.
That's cost you as much as an MG, and it's not worked.
Yeah, it's cost me the depreciation of any brand new MG for a year.
Yeah.
And I've not had any pleasure out of it at all. But yeah, no, it's an ongoing story. Like with Joe's M2, it doesn't owe me anything, so it's not going anywhere. And the next time I feel like throwing a bunch of money at it, I will, and I'll be able to enjoy it again for another half an hour.
Excellent.
Right,
Excellent.
we're gonna let's speed this last bit up because we're on the hour now. So let's best motoring experience of 2025, Ped.
I've got one notable mention. It's got to be the VW trip we did to Sweden, where we were all sliding around in cars. That was
very cool.
And the fact I was there with you guys and we had such a giggle, and we met Benny and everything. It was just wicked. But I can't not have going in the passenger seat of Nasser Al-Attiyah's Dacia Sandrider Dakar car around his back garden in Spain. Unbelievable.
Brilliant.
A real privilege. Yeah.
That's two very special things. I can't believe the Volkswagen trip was this year. Oh,
yeah, I forgot about that. That's insane.
Pat, have you got one?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of one, but I'm now racking my brains. I think mine actually will exist outside of my working world because I'm very fortunate to do lots of cool things with you guys or with others and kind of experience that vicariously. But I actually think it was, again, my favorite place in the world, which is Carmel, Monterey, and going down Big Sur. And last time I went there in a Tesla Model 3.
I'm dead jealous of that because we haven't been there yet.
I went in the Tesla and I was like, do you know what? These Teslas aren't that bad, but once the weight goes, they will kill you. So like, it wasn't the best vehicle to experience the roads. I went with Roger again, went in a Ferrari, which was lovely. But then I rented a convertible 911, base 911 991 from 2014 and went with my flatmate. Had an amazing time. Never really done top-down motoring and just absolutely loved it. Like, what an amazing place. It's 20 plus degrees every day. It's sunny. You've got insane scenery, beautiful roads, and no one really about to pester you or to get you in trouble. So yeah, really enjoyed that experience. It was, definitely. I'm going to go back and do it again and try and top it. But for now,
we need to go out, Ped. We need to make
that
happen.
Yeah, let's make that happen.
Definitely.
Mine, I've got two mentions. I mean, a lifelong dream was to do a track day at Spa, and this year I did it, and I did it thanks to Michelin and thanks to Porsche GB in a GT3 RS for 2 days, which was just nuts. And thanks to RMA track days, of course, Leighton, who we had on the podcast earlier this year.
You should do a video about that, mate. That'd be wicked.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Yeah, or it might.
That is the biggest mystery this year, right? And anyone listening, if you haven't watched Joe's Sim versus Reality video he shot at Spa, go and watch it because it's utterly brilliant.
Thank you, mate.
And it deserves so much more than it got.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? And then my next mention has to be, which I haven't talked about at all on this pod, is motorbike, because 2025 is sort of my first year of motorbiking, starting my motorbike channel, and it was the Alps adventure trip that I did on my own bike for 6 days. Absolutely love that, and yeah, would go back in a heartbeat next year. So yeah, they're my two.
You see, Joe,
next one
Joe,
is...
I'm sorry, mate. You just messed up there massively.
Uh-oh.
The motoring experience this year is driving to your own wedding in a Z8.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And of course that.
It's all right, Joe. I'll allow you to, if you start that one again, I'll let it out. And then,
And take two. The best experience of 2025 for me, without doubt, was going to my wedding with my brother sitting next to me in a BMW Z8. Thank you very much, Martin. Best Michelin experience. Pat, we'll start with you.
Oh, I'm trying to think. There's been, again, we're very fortunate to do lots of them and have lots of different experiences. We're also lucky that a few of them we've done a few times now. I think for me, the trip surrounding and then the event itself of N24 is super special. It's not just being at N24 and getting the access and doing the pit walk and some of the things like I said, we are more privileged to do. But it was the fact that we could get a few cars out there. we could have a few days beforehand, the 911, the M4, and the GR Yaris, trying to do top speed runs, and it felt like a proper trip. It wasn't just an experience. It was a proper trip, and it was mega fun with everybody.
Getting up onto the top of those guys, be it the viewing gallery, and it was mega. That's mine.
That's mine as well.
Shadow of a doubt. It was just a brilliant few days.
Yeah, it was
the race was amazing. To go around Manti and be with the team and have such access to the team was just proper next level. It was brilliant. And hopefully we'll go back and do it next year.
Yeah, or this year.
Next year. Brilliant.
And the last thing to talk about before we say goodbye and good night is, what are we looking forward to in 2026? Is there anything in particular? Any mentions?
As a podcast or individually?
Either or. I mean,
I've got two quick ones. You two to drive the Citroen Ami.
Yes.
Yeah.
and you two and me to drive my 912.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've not really driven it. So I'd quite like to drive it alongside you two as well. It has a brand new engine and gearbox in it.
Yeah.
So
what could go wrong?
Surely it's fine now, even though it's downstairs and I don't want to turn it on because it makes weird noises. But
I've got a really great video idea that's just come to mind. Right?
Okay.
We do a track day. Pat, you bring the 912 because we want to drive that.
Okay.
Joe, you bring your M2 because I've always wanted to drive that, and I'll bring the Spider, and we can do swapsies.
I mean, I would be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Can I swap the 912 with the Ami? Because if we're going to do Bedford, I know somebody who's already had a gearbox issue at Bedford, and we don't want a second one. So
that's true.
Not after my gearbox history, but yeah, it'd be cool. Let's even if we're doing something outside of a track day or something, let's get the cars together. I'll work out how to tow the Ami with the 912 somewhere other than central London. And we'll have to do keys in the bowl and have an experience.
Ped?
I'm really looking forward to getting the Spider out into the Pyrenees and doing a drive and getting some proper driving in it. Really.
Yeah,
because that's what it was bought for. So that and then I look forward to Festival Speed this year because I didn't go last year, and I hope to get to Le Mans if I can, and then 24. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to spending another year doing crazy shit with cars with you two because it's just absolutely, I love it. So yeah,
same. Yeah, no, I can't wait for another year, and I just think we've got some great things planned. Hopefully, we can do some cool live stuff with the podcast. I really want to do something with the new GT3 touring. But I'm going to wait till the weather gets a bit better because I don't want to go somewhere where it's snowing.
You don't want to take a GT3 to the Brecon Beacons when it snows, mate, on Cup 2s. That's bad.
Yeah. But just look forward to it. And I think, this has been a long one, and I hope everyone has really enjoyed it. It's been great to hang out with you guys. And once again, huge thanks to everyone, the support that you've given us. Please continue to do that through 2026. Tell your friends, family, anyone that's into cars especially. And easy now.
Easy now. Let's do it. Bring on 2026.
Cheers.
Cheers.